Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Magical Blessing, and in this channel we inspire young minds, break limiting beliefs, and overcome life challenges. In today's video, I'll be talking about step by step on how to break free from a major setback. And I'll be using my personal life experience to give us instances and to explain to us on how to break free from this setback. So if you find this topic interesting, just stay tuned and keep watching. If you clicked on this video, I believe maybe you've encountered setback in your business, in your life journey, in your career, in your academics, or in any aspect of your life in general. I want you to know that setback is something that can happen to just anyone. It can happen to anyone, and most of the times this thing is unpredictable. It's something you cannot predict, and no one is exempted because it can happen to just anyone. But however, in today's video, I'll be giving us step by step on how to break free from setback in any aspect of one's life. Is one thing that can bring about heartbreak, overthinking, and most times it can make a lot of people to go teary. It's a very painful experience, very painful experience. A lot of people have committed suicide because of this, and a lot into depression. I would like to start by sharing my personal life experience on how I encountered a major setback in my life journey. And I'll be sharing this story because it's from this story that I'll be drawing out some important things I want us to learn. So just stay tuned and enjoy my story. Back in my high school days, I happened to be one of the students that does well in class. Starting from my first year in school, I take first position, and not only in my class but also annually. There is this way they compute our grade back in school. During the third trimester, they compute for general grade. That is for first term, second term, and third term. They compute everything. They get first position from the class. They get first position annually, and I happen to be the student that I will take first from my class, and I will take first position annually. So this kept on going on until my first year in school, my second year in school, my third year in school. I used to get this result. This is just normal for me. I just know that every semester, once it's end of the semester, I just believe God and I trust God that I always come out first position. But there is this thing that happened during my third year in school, and it was third year and final semester. That is the third trimester. There is this experience that happened that I can never forget it in a hurry. So it happened that on that fateful day, I came to take my result just like every other time. So because every sem they used to call the names of those that took first position, second position, and third position, but I realized that that period I didn't come first in class. I didn't come second. I didn't come third position. I didn't. As in, oh my God, it was a very horrible experience for me. It was very horrible. When I realized this, I was asking myself, what happened? It happened that my annual result, I now found myself in ninth position. Ninth position. It was a very horrible experience because it has never happened in history. I can't even explain it. No one can explain it. I was even ashamed of myself. What will I tell my people? What will I tell my parents? What will I tell my... I was just down, broken, depressed. I cried for days. I cried. Oh my God. It was a very horrible experience for me. The depression took a while. I was depressed for days because I know that this thing has never happened to me. This kind of experience has never happened. And my parents are strict parents. I have strict parents. But this thing made me to start thinking, why did I get this kind of result? I started asking myself questions. I went to my teacher, my dean of studies as a then, to ask them, you people know me. You know the way my results used to be. Starting from my first year in school down to this very point, I take first. How come I now found myself in ninth position. I was asking, they told me, they showed me every computation, they showed me everything, and I didn't see any mistake. So I have to go back home and start asking myself a lot of questions to know where my problem actually came from or what is happening. So I started, it took me back to the secret place. It took me back to the place of prayer, because I started praying about it. I started crying to God. I was praying and asking God, what happened? Please, just tell me, what is it? What is wrong? What have I done wrong? So as I was praying and asking a lot of questions until God opened my eyes to realize that I just missed it at a point. I missed it at a point. I now started realizing a lot of mistake that I made that resulted to that horrible setback. I now realized that during those days I was coming first position, first in class, first annually. I now realized that at a point the position started entering my head. It started making me to misbehave as a student. It now made me not to realize from where I was coming from that God is the reason. Although I knew that God is the reason and God has been helping me, but at a point the thing entered my head because of the kinds of friend I kept those period of my life. I have quite number of friend, a lot of friend those period, because friends or people like hanging around and people that come first in class. If you know how high school days works, your fellow student will hang around you if you have anything, if you come first in class. So I have quite number of friends then. So I realized I was carried away by the result, by my position. I was carried away, and I was now thinking that this is something that it will just come anytime, it will just happen anytime. Once it's end of the semester, I will come first. I just took it like that, and the thing happened to me unaware. It just came unaware, something that I never planned for. I never knew it will happen, but it just happened. So this is my story. Let me draw some lessons from this story as we move on. So number one step on how to deal with a major setback is sober reflection or introspection. Take your time to cry. It's okay to cry. If it's crying that you felt like crying, just cry. During my own time, I cried. I was depressed. Just like I told you in my story, I was depressed. Take your time to cry because it's very normal. Just think, introspect, reflect on everything that happened in your life, that happened prior to that experience. Cry. I don't know why I'm stressing this cry, but take your time to cry. It's okay to cry. That's number one step. Number two step is you have to track what resulted to that setback. You need to track it. What was the cause of your setback? You need to think well. You need to think about it and track the cause of that setback. It's something you can do. I know you can do it. I know that anyone that has encountered setback, they can be able to track what resulted to it. So you need to give yourself time. Go to a quiet place and think. Think. Do not let anything to disturb you. Think about what caused that setback. What is it that resulted to that setback? You need to track it. That's number two step. But in a situation whereby you are not able to track what resulted to that setback, because I know that there are complicated situation whereby some people might not be able to track what caused the setback or what resulted to setback. In that situation, you need to meet someone. You need to meet a guardian. You need to meet a counselor. You need to meet a mentor, someone that is expert in such situation. Explain to these people everything that just happened. Maybe they can help you to draw out the cause of the problem. In my own case, the reason why I encountered such setback in my life was because I allowed my position to enter my head. The third step is to give your attention to the cause. Then develop strategies that will help you overpower that cause. Because in my own case, I went back to the secret place. I went back to the place of prayer, praying to God. I reconnected to God. I refreshed my relationship with God. I prayed to God for restoration and mercy. That was what I did. So you have to develop your own strategy that will help you overpower that curse. Number first step, you have to sit up and continue the race, continue the journey. But this time you need to be very careful. You need to be alert. You need to be at alert and give your attention to what really caused the previous setback. I know you wouldn't want it to happen again. So as you continue the journey, as you continue the race, you need to be attentive to what caused the previous setback in order not to allow it happen again. The fifth step is prayer. Do not neglect the place of prayer. Very important. Whatsoever you are doing, whatsoever you are into, always pray about it. Commit your business, your career, your academics into the hands of God. Always pray for yourself. Do not neglect the place of prayer. It's very important. If God does not approve anything, that thing is not working. If you not hand anything into the hands of God, God will not even bother about it. When you hand it over to God, God will take absolute control. So learn to pray. Hand over your life journey, your career, everything about you into the hands of God. Never lean on your own understanding. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path." Finally, let your confidence always come from God. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. I do hope you learned one or two things from this video. I do hope. If you're really blessed by this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and also do well to share this video to your friends, to your family members, to your loved ones, and everyone across. Just share the video. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm begging you, subscribe and hit on the notification bell to always get notified anytime I drop new video. And I promise you, you will never regret ever subscribing to this YouTube channel. I still remember myself, much blessing, and I hope to talk to you soon in my next one.